Shoots it deep. It is out of here. 7:56. Bond stands alone.
Now Booker with Tucker on him. Throws it up for 8. Shot blocked by Antetokounmpo. What a block from Giannis.
17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan, open. Chicago with the lead.
Minute remaining. And they're putting Curry in the pick and roll, trying to get him on Irving. Irving and Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good. Kyrie Irving from downtown.
We're sending it in, Jerome. That's for damn sure.
Yes. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Taproom Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Jordan Stacks on Stacks Lats, joined with my guys, as always, Mr. Big Ballin' Ben Larson and Swervin' Irvin Washington. How we doing on this lovely Sunday night, fellas?
Doing all right.
Just all right?
You a little sore from yesterday.
Why? What the fuck did you do yesterday?
I was playing flag football with my little cousin for his birthday. So
There we go.
His team versus the other team, and I was quarterbacking for both teams.
So
There we go.
Threw your arm out or what?
Nah, I didn't throw my arm out. I was just working my arm out for the first time in a while, but I still got it. I threw like 8 touchdowns. I threw a pick though. So
He
Bro,
counted
if you were
it. He
as
counted
old
his
as us,
stats.
you'd be hurting for the next week. So just know that that you're in good standing right there.
He counted his stats, Ben. He's like, I threw for like 350, 8 touchdowns, 1 pick.
and I
He's
don't
still
know.
better than half of the NFL quarterbacks out there. So
Yeah, he's playing against like 12-year-olds, bro.
Nah, they was in high school.
My point.
What are you talking about? I don't even work out no more. I should have even been keeping up with them, right?
Yeah, I mean, you could look at it that way too, I guess.
yeah.
Man, you a hater, Jordan.
Glass is always half full. You're right. You're right.
Irv, you just finding this out right now that Jordan's a hater? You
Nah,
should have
I've
known
been
that the
with it.
first second you met him. you got to grow to love it, though. That's for sure.
Bro, Ben,
Especially
you're,
when
Ben,
you
you're one to
hate my
talk.
team.
You're over here preying on Connor McDavid's downfall.
I'm not preying on Connor McDavid's downfall. I've said over and over that Connor McDavid is the best hockey player around. He will be. I don't think Bedard gets up to that level, even though he's supposedly set to. But Connor McDavid's team just fucking sucks around him.
I mean,
He's got Drysdale. He's got
they just need a goalie, dude.
Drysdale.
They need a goalie.
They need defense too. They've spent way too much on that first line, and you're always going to have a problem when you overspend on your first line.
Well, I think also like they have the LeBron effect too, where it's like LeBron's team was good from the jump he was in the league. That it's like hard to draft and develop players because you're always drafting the back end of drafts and
Well,
stuff.
except that fucking Edmonton got 2 number 1 overall picks in 3 years,
Yeah,
but
but they traded Taylor Hall.
yeah, and then but Drysdale and Nugent Hopkins was number 1 overall too, right?
Was
Was it
he?
like 3 and 5 or some shit like that?
I don't know. He was a top pick.
Yeah,
He's
they
good, though.
they don't have any downfall for picks, so
Yeah, it'll be
that
interesting.
team they're just one-sided, and to win in the NHL, postseason hockey, you need good defense, you need good offense, you need good goaltending, and
They need great goaltending.
they got like 1.5 out of those 3.
Yeah,
So.
I guess. Anyways, big show on deck.
And I know I'm a hater too, so
Yeah, you are. But that's all right. You admit
that's why we're friends, brother.
Exactly. We got a big show on deck. Got a lot to talk about. Major League Baseball, NBA, NHL. Obviously, we're coming down to the end of NBA and NHL, which is a little sad because, like today we didn't have any NBA or NHL, which kind of sucked. I've really been obviously I've been betting on the Celtics because they're a better team, but I've really been betting on them to just hope they extend the series so we at least had basketball for a week, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Or else we would have been 2 weeks without any basketball, and that shit would have been fucking terrible. would have been stuck watching the WNBA every day, which isn't. Don't get me wrong, it's not terrible, but it's different. All right. Anyways, we are being brought to you by Tavour. Make sure to go to Tavour.com or download the Tavour app straight to your mobile device. Use promo code TAPROOM for $10 off your first purchase of $25 or more. That's craft beer delivered straight to your front door. You don't even have to leave your seat. Ben, what are you sipping on right now?
So I got a beer that is, I mean, this brewing company is the only good thing out of Tracy, California. So Morgan Territory Brewing Company, Moontime. It's a hazy IPA coming in at 6.9%.
What's the brewery called, Ben?
Morgan Territory.
Morgan Territory, okay.
Yep, you've had one or two of theirs before. Citra hops, Mosaic hops, Lotus hops. You're going to get a lot of citrus flavors, tropical flavors. Lotus, I'm not too sure what is really going to come out of that. They say a hint of creamsicle in this, other than the fruits and citruses. So
interesting.
Yeah,
are they actually
so
from
good.
Tracy, Ben, or is it like just they just brew their beers in, like, is that brewery actually from Tracy?
Yes, brewed
Interesting.
and bottled.
I mean, there's a lot of land out there, so
yeah,
makes sense.
just,
A lot of cow tipping going on.
Nobody wants to be out there because it's Satan's butthole, but it is what it is. It's good though. I'm impressed.
Hey, Tracy,
And-
California, like, if you were to, talk to someone in Iowa about Tracy, California, they would probably show them pictures. They would probably think that's heaven on earth, dude.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, and I won't deny that. But yeah, for us in the Bay, and this is great too because you can get it at Trader Joe's. So it's all throughout California. You can get this beer.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Very dope. Like hearing about that. I'm just
What do you got?
drinking. I'm honestly just sipping on a little Cigar City Jai Alai IPA. Keeping it
It's a good
simple
one.
tonight. I got a long day ahead of me tomorrow, so I gotta.
St. Petersburg, Florida,
Yep. So I gotta.
in the house.
I gotta pace myself tonight and keep it easy, keep it simple, keep it light.
I'm surprised we don't get more Cigar City out here on the West Coast. We get Jai Alai and we get one other
Yeah,
paper cutter or something like that.
I've seen another one. I forget what it is, but it's like a Hefeweizen. I'm not a big Hef fan, so
Yep.
kind of stay away from it.
Yep.
All right, let's hop into some things. Should we start NBA, NHL, or should we start MLB?
Let's go NHL, NBA.
All right, since we got both games on deck tomorrow, I think it makes
Yeah.
sense. All right, so let's start with the NBA first. Before we hop into the series, there was a story that broke. It broke like 2 days ago, and then now ESPN, Bleacher Report, everybody's kind of it's official. The NBA is investigating referee Eric Lewis for having a burner Twitter account where basically he like defends himself and his calls and stuff. And there's been some history with Eric Lewis. Obviously, his family's Celtics fans. There was a video played in, I think it was Game 2 against the Heat, where Jimmy Butler makes a bucket, and it looks like he's grimacing. But honestly, if you watch the full video, not just a 10-second clip, he's turning around to run. And so, like, in slow motion, it looks like he's grimacing, but he's really not. But he is being investigated for this. What's your guys' thoughts here? And I have some opinions of my own that I'll share after. But what's your guys' thoughts of kind of the whole situation surrounding this?
Guilty as charged. No, I'm just saying, like, why would you create his first red flag is why have a burner account?
Well, his burner account's just defending himself.
Man, he defends himself a lot, and he goes out of his way to overly defend himself and not necessarily other referees in the same situations.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, at there's a great post on Twitter that Pablo Escobarner, blue check, kind of put together all of the tweets that Blair, what is it, Cutliff, has posted, and it's just to see it back to back to back to back. It's just like come on, really. Talking about defending himself so much, talking about how he's 54-29 against Boston when his family's a huge Boston fan. How LA is something like, everybody says 0-82, but it's not. But it's like it's something like 13 and like 67 when Lewis is on the floor. You gotta put some of the numbers together and see that this is a very biased ref, which we can't have in a league that's, one, making so much money, and two, having sports betting being a predominant way of making money in that.
Okay, so that's what I really wanted to allude to, is the sports gambling aspect. And this kind of goes with like a lot of stuff going on with the NFL, how they're investigating a second wave of players betting and stuff. And this is what people are what's gonna fly past people's heads and stuff is like, this is a product of sports gambling being legalized. Like, now that it's legalized, it's easier to catch this kind of shit. You know what I mean? Which is the good thing, right? That's what we want. So people are going to look at it and be like, oh, well, like, this has been going, like, all the people that say, like, the NBA is rigged. This is like their aha moment. Like, see, I told you the NBA is rigged. Well, I mean, come on, dude. Like, Pat Donaghy told us the NBA was rigged fucking 20 years ago, bro. Like, obviously officials have a way of dictating the games. I mean, you still have to win the game. Like, an official can't just, they can definitely do things to waver the output of a game or the finale of a game. But, at the end of the day, like, sports are sports. Like, you still got to play, dude. You know what I mean? And these players they're not going by a script of, hey, you're going to catch the ball here, or make a basket here, or do this here, or do this there. But I think the fact that legalized sports gambling is here, now we're catching on, and we're able to catch it, and we're able to get rid of it. You know what I mean? And, like, I'm not saying Eric Lewis is betting on basketball. I don't know. Maybe we'll find out that he is. And that'll be a huge fucking thing that the NBA is going to have to deal with. They've already had to deal with the Donaghy situation. I've heard from a lot of people that the Donaghy situation that's been portrayed through media, documentaries, etc., isn't actually isn't the entire story per se. So I mean, we'll see what's going on with this. And like, it's hard for me to be like, yo, this dude grew up a Celtics fan, like, he's gonna make sure the Celtics win, because at the end of the day, bro, that the Celtics don't pay. Well, I guess they kind of do pay him because he's a ref, but at the end of the day, it's like, your fandom, in my opinion, like, I'm a grown-ass adult, dude, and, like, I could separate my fandom from being objective to what I do in sports gambling, right? Like, I don't just bet the Bucks because the Bucks are my favorite team. I don't just bet the Cardinals because the Cardinals are my favorite team. So I would hope that other grown-ass men and adults or women would do the same thing with their profession if they're referees. Like, okay, I grew up a Celtics fan, like, whatever, dude. Like, that's that. That was then. This is now.
You got to think, like, his whole family line is Celtics fans. So to see his family celebrating, to see his family happy, is definitely probably a big push for him to, it could be a big push for him to want the Celtics to win and to push the Celtics into getting that opportunity to win. Because you're absolutely right. They have to win those games at the end of the day.
Well, you're right. You're right. I am white and I am right.
Yeah. But you have to, like, you have to push that. If you have that opportunity to push that, a lot of people will take that opportunity to see their family happy and to see their family genuinely happy.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, Ben, it's like everybody's family is sports fans. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but if you have that opportunity to influence that, to make your family happy, a lot of people are going to do that.
Bro, if he's being biased towards the Celtics because of fandom, like, to me, that's hella immature and it's childish. And
absolutely, there's a lot of immature and childish people out there.
There's way better reasons I would be biased towards a game officiating, like AKA having money on it. You know what I mean?
Well,
like just being
having
a
money on
fan
it-
isn't enough for me, dude.
And you know, this brings me to my question of, you know, are teams, are fans still paying refs to?
Well, those aren't fans. Those were like crime syndicates that were doing it, dude. That was the mafia. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
are people with money pushing teams to win games?
I mean, who knows, dude? Like, that's the thing, but that's what legalized sports gambling does, right? Is, you know, it's easy to catch because, you know, like what happened with the Alabama game, right? The Alabama baseball game. Like, an unusual wager came in on the game, and they were like, we've never received $1,000 bet on an Alabama baseball game. Like, what the fuck is going on here? You know what I mean? And they immediately like investigated, and boom, they figured out what happened, right? The NBA, it's a little bit more difficult because a lot of money comes in on the NBA. However, when you start to see people that, you know, bet $20 or $50 a game, when they start betting 500, 1,000, that's when the red flags come up, and it's like, okay, what the fuck is going on here? Like this person normally, because make no mistake, dude, when you sign up as a bettor, they keep a record of everything you bet, how much you bet, when you bet, etc. So, you know, let's say you bet $100 a game, and then game 7, Celtics -7, you go and throw, you know, 5 dimes, $5,000.
Yeah.
Well, the sports was going to say, hold on, this dude has never bet over $100 ever, and he's betting 5 dimes on the game. Like, why? What is going on here, right? Celtics cover easily, and then we have an investigation because it's like, okay, Ben knew something. He knew somebody that knew something. What did Ben know? Then they come knocking on your door, the gaming commission. Hey, Ben, got the situation here.
Yeah, where'd you get $5,000? And
you've never bet 5,000. What made you bet $5,000? Oh, I knew they were gonna win. You know, like what else are you gonna say, dude? You know,
I had a hunch.
Yeah. So I mean, like, that's a good thing about legalized sports gambling, though. I think people need to actually like grasp. You know, people that are anti-gambling because it's like, you know, whatever their thing is. But this is the good thing about it, dude, is we can actually find out things like this. You know what I mean? So we'll learn more about Eric Lewis, but let's not let it shy away from the Heat Celtics series. You know what I mean? The Celtics were plus 800 down 3-0 to win the series. The Celtics are a way better team.
What a game, though. I was surprised that what game 6 came down to the wire there.
Absolutely.
They were down 20. It was like 20 at half. That's when I left, and I was.
No, they weren't down. They were never down 20. They were down 10
down
though in the fourth quarter with like 4 minutes to go. Celtics didn't score
at
a
half.
field
they
goal.
were down by 20, or
No,
maybe not at half.
It was
but
a
like at
3-point
one
game
point
at
right
half.
before half.
No, at one point they was down by 12, and then in the second half they got down by 13 or 16. I think that's the biggest I remember the lead being.
Might have been a 16-point lead, but yeah, I mean, that shit was like, I was about to fucking eviscerate the Celtics on Twitter, dude, on Saturday night, because that was embarrassing if they lost that game. But on the flip side, you gotta look at it from the Heat's perspective too. Like, Jimmy was trash, Bam was trash, and they still had a chance to win that game. You know what I mean? And like, that's, you know, Duncan Robinson missed 2 wide open 3-point shots that would have won the game.
Man.
And on the
Samsonite
game
was way
winning,
Largest lead, 13 points.
Yeah, it was never like, it was pretty close the whole game. But and on the final play where Derek White fucking gets the where he gets the
Nobody boxed
even
out.
boxed him out. No one boxed out Tatum either. Tatum's on the other side wide open for a rebound. So it was like either one of those dudes were getting a rebound tip in. I just think, like, in Miami's perspective, I think that was a back-blowing game, dude, because you were up 3-0, dude. You've lost 3 games in a row with a chance to close out, including 2 at home. Right? So now it's like, I don't know.
And they don't have LeBron James. I think that's the last time Boston lost a game 7 at home, right?
Yeah, and you know, all the momentum's on Boston side. Like, you know, Irv, we were talking about this the other day, and I was like, man, like, if I felt like if Boston won Game 5, they were gonna win the series because all the pressure's on Miami. You go back to Miami, and like all the pressure's on them. Like, dude, you were up 3-0. Now you're back at home to close out the series up 3-2. You don't get it done. Now you got to go back to Boston and try and close it out. Jimmy has not been good in this series. Like, he's been atrocious, dude, since the fourth quarter of Game 2. Like, you can't rely on Max Strus, Gabe Vincent, Duncan Robinson, and these guys to continue to carry you. This is a stars league, man, and these games are for stars.
I think Game 6 was the game for Miami to win, because you're not going to have Boston out turnover you, 2.4 times. Again, you're not going to have Boston.
And they were trash from 3.
Yeah.
What was their 3-point percentage, Ben?
20%.
20%, dude.
Compared to Miami's 46.7%. Like, that's not going to happen again. You're not going to outshoot them at 3, to, what is it? I don't know, like 2.3 times.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen. So, like, this was their opportunity to win this series. And I think, drawing to and alluding to what you said, if Jimmy has a game, that's going to be the only way that they win this series. And then they're going to get absolutely steamrolled by Denver. So, Jimmy is their only saving grace right now to win this series.
Or they shoot 54% from 3.
Yeah.
One of those two things. But I mean, you're like, Boston shot 20% from 3. They shot like 50% combined the last like 3 games.
Yeah.
They have their worst shooting night, and you still lose. You get all that good production from Strus, Vincent, and Robinson, and you still lose.
Yep.
Like, to me, that's just
for 35.
To me, that's tough, dude. Like,
yeah.
I don't know how you go back to Miami and actually and like everyone keeps, Jimmy said, we're gonna go back to Boston and win, bro. Jimmy said that last 2 games, bro, like that they're gonna win. Like, at what point, like, why does this guy get this like? Hey, first of all, why do we treat this guy like a superstar? I don't understand. Second of all, why does he get this like pass where he could like say all these things and it never comes to fruition? Like, all these other, like, imagine if LeBron said that, dude. He'd be eviscerated on the internet. That's my new favorite word, by the way, eviscerated. I like that word.
Probably because he's an 8th seed and made it this far today.
That's a good point.
Yeah, but I mean, they're an AC, but
there
like,
wasn't an expectation of them to get back here and
at all
to be at this far.
There wasn't. But a big part of why they're here is because of these role players, not because of. I'm not gonna say Jimmy hasn't been good. Like, Jimmy was great in the first series. He wasn't very good against the Knicks. Obviously, he had the ankle injury, right? But he's been, outside of Game 1 and the fourth quarter of Game 2 in the series, he hasn't been good.
Yep.
And if he even had a decent game in Game 6, they win that game easily.
Agreed.
Yep. Yeah, he shot 5 for 21 from the field.
Yeah, he was awful.
Can't happen.
Dude.
24. I mean, yeah, he got 24 points, but 12 of those were free throws.
It was basically all from the free throw line.
Yeah.
Can't be that bad, man. So who do you guys think wins Game 7?
Give me Boston. It's probably gonna be close until the fourth quarter.
What do you think,
Yeah.
Ben?
I don't think they blow them out, but they probably win like by, because I think Miami's +7.5, +8 on most books.
No, now they're down to 7 in most books.
Okay, so they got a chance to
at 2.
cover, but I just think Boston not losing Game 7 at home, especially after these last 2 wins.
I kind of feel like Boston's going to blow them out, bro. I think it's going to be a nasty game. I think it's going to be similar to Game 5. I just think, dude, Boston, like, I just keep going back to that Game 5, bro. Like, that's a game or Game 6. You can't lose that game. You can't.
especially the way that they lost it.
Yeah.
That hurts.
Boston shot terribly. They turned the
Yep.
ball over a lot. And
The
you
last
lost the game.
millisecond goes in.
yeah, and you lost the game. I just the one thing that probably we aren't talking about enough is the fact that Malcolm Brogdon is hurt, which definitely hurts the Celtics. But man, big game Jason Tatum, game 7, dog. That's what he does. I don't know if I'll lay the 7, but honestly, if it keeps coming down, I'll definitely lay it. If it gets to 6, definitely lay the 6. I'll definitely be playing Boston money line. I don't even care about laying minus. I don't even care about laying $3.
285.
285 now. I don't even care, dude.
Well, it's better than where it opened at minus 340. So.
This team has cost me so much coin this postseason, dude. They owe me. They owe me, dog. They owe me, bro. They're such a good team, dude. They're just so stupid. They're like the dumbest fucking team alive. It's insane, but
What's the vig on Denver winning the championship?
So right now Denver's only minus 150. Denver after Denver won game 4 against LA and the Heat were 3-1 against Boston, Denver was like minus 275 or minus 300, somewhere around there, because the Heat were favored. If Boston wins game 7, so basically what I'm saying, if you like the Nuggets, don't bet it now. Because if Boston wins this game, Boston's going to be a favorite in the series against Denver.
Okay.
So wait. Because I'm with you, dude. I think Denver's going to beat either of these teams.
Absolutely. Yep.
So I'm going to hold off because I think Boston's going to win. And I already have a 16-1 ticket on Denver to win the title. But also, keep in mind, if Boston wins game 7, there's only been one team in NBA history to ever win an NBA championship that's played 2 7-game series before the NBA Finals. Only one time in the history of the NBA. 2008 Boston Celtics. So another Celtics team. But I think Boston going through 2 7-game series, I just think that's too grueling, especially coming back from 3-0. Like, dude, they're gonna be not only mentally exhausted, but they're definitely gonna be like physically exhausted as well.
Yeah.
And you got Jokic just beating the shit out of you inside, dude. Like, yeah, enjoy that. Celtics fans on Twitter already telling us how they're gonna beat the dog shit out of Denver, though. Gotta love Twitter. All right, let's talk some hockey. So we got another series that could be coming back to Vegas for game 7. We got the Vegas Golden Knights against the Dallas Stars tomorrow in Dallas. Dallas minus 130 right now.
It's game 6 though, yeah.
Looking at the futures market, Florida's the current betting favorite to win the Stanley Cup, plus 105, basically everywhere. Vegas plus 130 and Dallas plus 550. Are you guys of the belief that Florida is the team to beat now, and who do you think wins the West?
I mean, I'm definitely of the belief that Florida is the team to beat here, and I will be putting my money on Florida for, the sense of this game is going longer than we expected to. I mean, it going game 6 is definitely a surprise to me. I had Vegas winning. Initially I had Dallas winning, but for game 5, I had Vegas winning and closing out the series. But we talked about it over our messages, is that Vegas is getting hurt. Dallas is getting hurt. Like, these guys are dropping, maybe not like flies because they're not season-ending injuries,
right?
But they're adding up. And this is going to be a very difficult series, because it's going 6, possibly 7 games. I'm still on the notion that Vegas is going to end this series with the way that we've seen the first, at least 4 games, play out. Game 5 was a little different here, but Florida's resting and they're getting healthier. Kachuk is spending time researching both of these teams, and he's going to destroy.
Man, stop lying, bro. That dude is on a yacht in South Beach chilling, drinking some. What are they drinking? Miami pina
Mai Tais.
coladas, mai tais.
Mojitos.
Yeah. No, to be honest, I think they're doing their work. They didn't get as far as they wanted to last year, and I think they need to prove that Tampa Bay isn't the only hockey team in Florida. So, I think, and I'm putting my money on the Panthers.
Yeah, I think the Panthers win the Stanley Cup. I mean, the way
Where the
they're
Panthers located? Are they in Miami?
I think
Are they-
St. Petersburg.
no, they're in Miami.
Are they?
Yep.
Yeah, because Tampa Bay is and St. Petersburg is like right next to each other, so I don't think they'll be that close to the Lightning.
No, they're in Miami, Florida.
Nice. Oh yeah, that's why they was all at the game the other day.
Yeah, and Brooks Koepka, he's from Miami, biggest Florida Panthers fan there is.
They're in Sunrise, Florida.
That's Miami.
Yes, that's Miami.
Ben trying to get all technical.
I'm searching. No, they're right outside
like-
of Fort Lauderdale.
That's
Okay,
like
yeah, Fort
that's like
Lauderdale,
being like,
Miami's
oh, the
close.
LA Rams are from Inglewood.
Nah, Fort Lauderdale, Florida's closer, but yeah, basically Miami.
If I'm the Knights right now, if I'm a Knights fan, I'm definitely concerned, dude. If I have a Knights future, because they've blown a 3-0 lead as a franchise before. You know what I mean? This isn't the first time. And then second of all, like I talked about the pressure thing with Miami. Like now all that pressure's on Vegas, right? Like I felt like they had to close it out last game. You know what I mean? Like you're at home, 3-1, close it out, get this shit over with, move on to Stanley Cup. Nah, they didn't. Dallas dominated the game. Obviously, Dallas is desperate, but now you go back to Dallas 3-2. Dallas wins, you go back to Vegas 3-3, and it's anything can happen. It's one game.
Well, and third of all, your goaltender is Aiden Hill.
He actually was good, and I know 4 goals were let up, but I mean, like, he wasn't terrible. But yeah, you're right, dude. Like when you look at
his
the
moments, but that's it.
But at the same time, Ben, it's like you look at Dallas and like their first line has been fucking atrocious, dude. Like,
yeah,
it's been terrible. There's been one line that's basically put up all their goals. It's like, can that continue to be consistent? Now, last game they got goals from Robertson. They started getting some production, but obviously Vegas is a deeper team. But now you get Ben back, right? Dallas does. He was on a 2-game suspension. That's why I thought it was important for Vegas to close it out right then. Because now not only do they have this, like, they go back 3-2 and they get this, like, emotional kind of lift, sort of like your captain's back. You know, the series ain't over. 3-2, we're at home. We win this one. You know, we go back to Vegas for Game 7.
Yep. Yeah. But Jamie Benn hasn't done shit in the series.
Not
So
yet.
let's see if
But I
they-
mean, most of their team hasn't.
That's true.
I like the under in this game. I bet the over last game. I like the under this game.
Yeah, it probably goes under. Hopefully Vegas pulls it off in Dallas. Because if they go to a game 7, all the pressure is gonna be on them.
Yeah. I agree.
And they already beat them twice at home, so we know
I
they
think-
can beat on their home ice. And one of those wins was 4-0. So
There, I'm still going with the over here. I think it's going to be a 4-2 game. We got to think of if it's Dallas down, they're going to be pulling their goalie very early.
yeah,
So
You got to think
he
two
loved
possible
doing that.
empty netters.
Yeah, he
There could
loved
be
doing
two
that.
possible empty netters.
I think this
Yeah,
is going to
try it.
be a 1-1 or 2-2 game going into OT. I think
That trash ass coach.
honestly, I would bet a regulation draw in this game. What is it at? Like plus 330?
I don't know.
I think
don't
that
have
would be
the-
I think that would
don't have
honestly be a pretty good wager because every game has been close except for that 4-0 game and that 4-2 game. But the 4-2 game was honestly closer until the end.
Yeah, so like
Yeah.
10 minutes left in the third.
So I think it's gonna be a close game. I do like the under. I think Jake Ottinger he's been a lot better, and like I said, Aiden Hill was good last game. You know, Just
Yeah, that one goal, he just didn't see that bounce, and you can't fault him for that.
it was just a bad bounce. Just sucks that this dude couldn't do this shit for the Sharks, but
Yep.
You always gotta find a way to throw your Sharks in the head, huh?
well, dude, I mean, like we traded for him, and like he was total dog shit for us, dude. Like he was
Well,
awful.
that's what happens
bro.
when y'all trade for players.
That's not true. We traded for Martin Jones, and he was like the best goalie in the league the first year we had him.
Did he win y'all a Stanley Cup?
He took us to a Stanley Cup.
Yeah, y'all lost. Damn.
It's not wrong. We lost to fucking Sidney Crosby and Crosby.
Yeah,
And,
we lost because we
Kenny
were hella
Malkin.
old.
Oh
and
well,
slow.
there's no shame in that. Did y'all at least go 6 games?
5.
I don't remember what that series was.
It was 5. We only
Was it
won
4-1?
1. Yeah, they were too fast for us, dude. We were older team, man. But Martin Jones like stood on his head that entire postseason, dude. He was incredible until that fucking Stanley Cup final, and then he was never the same after that.
Damn.
Our defense also let him down a lot too, but
Story of our life.
I can't relate.
yeah, your team's just
You
been
have-
like
yeah,
total dog
half the
shit.
time
except
your
for
team
2
never
years.
got to the playoffs. So
Yeah, but that's fine. When we get there, we win. Y'all the Cubs of the National Hockey League.
All right, at least we're competitive, dude. At least we're relative. You guys were like irrelevant for like most of my life.
That's
the good
what
thing
happens.
is-
But see, when we hired the right people, we got better right away.
our trash coaches, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
you
talking about, like,
guys,
general
you guys do
management,
hire
not
our
the front
fucking
office.
coaches we fire, dude.
I mean, the good thing is that no Sharks fans will ever have heart attacks because we're used to heartbreak. So
That's true. This is
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
So hey, the glass is always half full.
there we
alright?
go.
Yeah, what's the number one animal in the Bay Area?
The number one animal.
Yeah, like y'all animal that y'all known for.
I don't know, a fucking pigeon.
Yeah, now it's a shark. Oh, yeah.
Curse of the pigeon. That's what y'all sorry ass sharks are.
I
You
don't
got
know.
Athletics, 49ers, Giants, Warriors. Yeah, Sharks are the only
None of those teams have won
the
a
Seals,
championship.
maybe. The Seals. That's probably our
None of those teams has won a championship this decade, but the Warriors.
decade that the Giants have, but
Nah, that was last decade.
That was last decade.
It's 2023, Ben.
yeah, didn't they win 10, 12, and 14?
Well, I guess if you like count the decade from like
Yeah.
2013 to 2023, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
That's
Giants
not
have-
how decades are counted.
I think
yeah,
I
it
think,
is.
I think
It's
Irv's
10
counting
years,
it.
bro.
I know, but I think Irv's
It took
counting
10
it.
years.
I think he's counting it from like
This-
2010 to 2020, 2020
Exactly.
to
This
2030.
decade-
So then you're
It's
counting it as
2020.
3 years. Come on.
Well, you should go back to him and say, well, the only championships your team has won is in fucking bubbles.
That's true.
But we
Mickey
got
Mouse.
17 of them.
Oh God, oh brother,
How is that? How's that a good comeback?
oh brother.
And how many have you been alive for?
6.
Yeah, the Lakers a lot, dude.
No,
Yeah,
not
you
6
can't.
though. 4.
No,
Nah,
6. I was
Because the
born in
Lakers won
1990.
3 in the early 2000s,
And we
and
won
then they won 2
back to back. And then we
in
won 20
yeah, then they won 1.
I've watched every
The Lakers
Lakers
win a lot. The Lakers have won a lot in our lifetime, Ben. It's the reason why everyone hates them.
Exactly.
In our lifetime, my lifetime, the Lakers have probably won, I think, 8 or 9 titles. Obviously, I wasn't. I think it's 8. Obviously, I wasn't like watching them in diapers, but you know who ended their first reign, Ben?
No.
Michael Jordan.
No, there we go.
Well, actually, Magic had to retire. James Worthy got hurt.
That was before Magic retired, sir.
I know it was before he retired, but he was at the end of his rope.
Yeah, Jordan, technically we have been 8 because they won in 87 and 88.
Yeah. And Mike ended them in 90, 91. That's right, Irv.
I'm not worried about it. I was in diapers when Mike ended my Lakers.
I wasn't. Went to a Lakers game. That's why I became a Michael Jordan fan. Went to a Lakers game when I was wee little. I heard Michael Jordan in the starting lineup, and he had the same name as me. That's how I became a Michael Jordan fan, according to my grandpa. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
All right, let's move on to some Major League Baseball, fellas. It's been a
11
great
games, Jordan.
What's that?
11 games. 11 games.
11 games. What?
Your boys,
Who?
the Oakland A's.
Oh, 0-11. They're gonna win tomorrow night. By the way, Sun and Night curse is on their side. The Braves have
I
to
don't
travel to Oakland tonight. They aren't gonna arrive in Oakland till about maybe 2 a.m. And they got a guy who was supposed to pitch in AAA today, got pulled from his start, who's gonna pitch tomorrow. Bro, there's definitely value on Oakland plus like whatever it is, 300, whatever you can get it at.
Who they facing?
The Braves.
Atlanta.
I know what I'm saying. Who's pitching for the Braves?
Ben, who is it? Whoever it was he got pulled from his start in AAA tonight.
Soroka versus Blackburn.
Soroka.
tomorrow.
Oh, take the over.
Blackburn making his debut too.
Yep.
His season debut.
Soroka has pitched before in the major leagues, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he's terrible.
But he hasn't pitched. He literally was supposed to pitch AAA tonight. Got pulled from his start, and was told you're
37 starts in baseball.
he shouldn't be a minus 300 favorite. I don't care how bad the A's
so
are.
dog shit. Huh.
I don't care how bad the A's are, dude. They're still a professional baseball team.
He's 15-6 in baseball with a 2.84 ERA. Hasn't pitched since 2020.
Yeah, Soroka's a dude that was or we were talking about him earlier this year. He was a dude that like he got 2 Tommy Johns, or he had Tommy John and something else back to back.
Shoulder surgery.
He was like at one point supposed to be like the Braves ace,
Mm-hmm.
but he's coming off a lot of injuries. Mitch Soroka, right? That's his name. Mike Soroka or Mitch Soroka?
Mike.
Mike.
Mike Soroka.
Gotta be like Mike. Sorry. Anyway.
All right, let's talk
Pretty
about
good
some
week.
baseball. So, I wanted to talk about this because obviously the Rangers just came off a series where they beat the Orioles 2-1. And I mean the Rangers have, they've been hot, smoking hot. Do you guys think that they're for real? Because right now in the futures market, sorry, I had it up here. Dude, they're down to 25-1 to win the World Series. They were 60-1 at one point a couple weeks ago. Is this team for real?
I don't think they're for real. I think they're getting there, but I don't think it's their time yet. I think you look at what happened before this series against the Orioles, and they were just kind of riding the wave. They came in hot for game 1 and beat the Orioles 12-2, but you're coming off of 5 of 6 against the Rockies and the Pirates, and really the Rockies and the Pirates series really inflated their numbers. Huge win against Baltimore in that first series, but I think we saw them coming back down to life by the end of that series. And yes, this team is hitting well and pitching well, but you look who they played, and they've got one of the easiest strength of schedules so far this year.
Tell funny you say that, Ben. Because
that plays into it.
We were on the when I was on with Adam Trigger and Aaron on Friday. I liked the Orioles because I was like, yo, like the Rangers haven't really played anybody. Like they're coming off two series against three bad teams, 3 in a row. And like I feel like they're inflated, and I feel like the market is kind of over adjusted, and I like the Orioles. And then they win the game against the Orioles. They won 2 in a row against the Orioles, right? A good team, dude. The Orioles came off winning series against the Blue Jays and the Yankees. You know what I mean? And they're at home. Sold out crowds, which hasn't been in Baltimore for a minute. dude, I think it's tough. It's tough for me to just like put it past that because you look at.
I think like they've played the Kansas City 2 series. They played
I
the
get
Oakland
it.
A's 2 series. They played the Rockies. They played the Pirates. They played the Cubs. Like they played Philadelphia at the start of the year where they got 3 dubs there.
Ben, I get it, and I don't disagree with what you're saying, but like this team can hit, dude. Like they just hit, bro.
Yeah.
I have a future on Josh Young to win AL Rookie of the Year, and he's raking. Their starting rotation, though, which this is the biggest surprising thing to me, Ben. 3.16 ERA starting rotation. And that's with DeGrom out. Eovaldi's been great.
Yeah.
Dane Dunning's been great. John Gray's been great.
They have a really easy first half of the season. I mean, look who they have left in the first half. You got 3 against Detroit. I'm gonna fucking sneeze.
Bless you.
Okay. Yeah.
Dog
3
shit.
against Detroit, 3 against Seattle. They're gonna have 2 tough series against St. Louis and Tampa Bay. Then they've got the Angels, 3 against Toronto. Then they've got Chicago, New York, who's not playing great, 4 against Detroit, Houston, who knows where they're at, Boston, and then Washington. On top of the the games that they've played so far, which is just a huge, easy part of the season. I think when we look at their second half of the season, that's going to be their real downfall, and I don't know if they can come back from that.
Can I interest you in Texas Rangers plus 320 to win the AL West?
No.
Can I interest you
Yeah,
in the LA
because-
Angels plus 550 to win the AL West?
No.
Who would you?
And
Who do
Houston.
you think is more? Who would you trust more right now, the Angels or the Rangers?
Rangers,
Why?
because their pitching is
Do you-
okay.
Do you think that pitching that I just said 3.16 ERA? Do you think that's sustainable, Irv?
If they don't have any injuries,
Yeah, but I mean, like, you think Eovaldi's going to continue pitching as a 2 point?
he pitched at that level for the Red Sox for a couple seasons, so he's
No, he didn't.
capable.
He
of
never
doing it.
pitched a 2.6 ERA in his entire fucking career, dude.
No, I'm saying like he had runs where he was like had a real good E ERA.
He was, I would say he was good. He wasn't great.
Yeah, I wouldn't say, but he's a good enough pitcher. Yeah, I think as long as they stay healthy, they are getting into the meatier part of their schedule. But if they could break even throughout this next month, maybe because they are playing better teams now.
Second half of their
Um,
season is the worst part of their schedule. Easy.
So because they have been beaten up on like the A's and lesser teams. I know they played the Royals a couple times too.
Bro, I
So-
keep saying the best medicine for any team is facing the A's for a series, dude. Like it's their get right series, bro.
So I think I trust them more than I trust the Angels for sure.
Ben, what do you think?
As soon as we thought the
don't. They
Angels
got
figured it
Tampa
out,
Bay, they
look
got
at-
LA, the Dodgers, they've got Houston, they got San Diego, they got Miami, they got San Francisco, they got Milwaukee, Minnesota, the Mets, Minnesota, Houston, Toronto.
Who is this? Texas? Oh, Ben froze. Irv, to your point about getting swept by Miami, though, Miami is it's a good team down there in South Beach.
I'm not
dude.
saying they're not a good team, but should the Angels be getting swept by Miami at home?
Yeah,
No, they should have won 2 of those games.
I mean, I think honestly, they don't lose on Saturday if Mickey Moniak doesn't drop a fucking pop fly, dude. Like that was terrible, bro. He literally tried to whatchamacallit? Sorry, I'm trying to get this set up because Ben got
He better not have a burner account.
Ben.
Money at.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, dude. That was that was a pop fly to center field, and he literally tried to get cute with it and tried to make like a basket catch and fucking dropped it, just popped right out of his fucking mitt, dude. It's crazy. They probably don't lose that game if that doesn't happen, but I don't know, dude. I think Miami was a little undervalued in that series. I played Miami money line today with Yuri Perez on the mound, and he shut the Angels down. And to be honest, outside of Shohei and Trout and like Drury's been okay. Renfro's been okay. Like, it's just a lot of inconsistencies. The thing with Texas, dude, is like at some point they're gonna come back down to earth. Like, dude, everybody in their lineup right now is like over 100 WRC plus. Like, we're talking like Jags, dude. Travis Jankowski, 126 WRC plus right now. Josh Boers, right? Adolis Garcia playing out of his mind.
But maybe they just might have a season like the Yankees did last year.
They could.
Except for pitching is hitting.
You could very well be correct on with that. I don't know if are you willing to make that bet is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I trust the Rangers more than I trust the Angels for sure.
Ben, you trust the Rangers more too?
No, I don't.
Yeah, I don't know if
I
I
don't
can
trust either of those
I don't. I don't trust either team either.
Yeah, but you said pick one, so I gotta pick one.
The way that looking at this before I got kicked off by my lovely internet here. Thank you, Bay Area.
What happened in SoCal?
Well, you missed a whole show because you never.
Gotcha. It don't matter. It's still happening. It's still happening now.
I'm in a fucking like dead zone in San Mateo here. It fucking sucks. Can't wait to get down to San Jose. I just the way that the second half of the schedule is for Texas. I just can't put any money on Texas. It's atrocious. They've got, I mean, the end of their season, they have 3 against the Angels and 7 against Seattle. You've got Boston. You've got
Seattle's
Toronto.
not that good though.
Yeah,
Boston's starting to regress though, Ben.
yeah. You got again. We'll see what they do. They were strong at the end of last year, so that's.
Merrill Kelly shut their ass down today.
Yeah. There's just so many question marks for me, and looking at what the Angels have, it's more of the what Texas has seen so far. I think Texas is like the Baltimore Orioles. They're almost there. Baltimore, I'd say this year is there, but it's like the Orioles of last year. They were almost there.
They got way better players than the Orioles did last year.
Texas?
Yeah.
Yeah, they just spend a lot of money. That doesn't necessarily mean that
I think Texas' biggest weakness is, well, I don't think their starting rotation is going to sustain itself. I don't think their lineup's going to sustain hitting like 380 with runners in scoring position either. That's going to regress at some point. And then their bullpen is not that good. So I do think that Texas is going to come back down to earth a little bit. So
Angels have a hard second half too.
Yeah. I don't know. The Angels they're hella funny to me because when you fell off, like, the Angels were like really good for like 8 games and they get swept by Miami.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, what is this team? You know what I mean? Like, but that's the thing about MLB season, dude. It's so many ebbs and flows, bro. It's a lot of ebbs and flows in the season. But at the end of the day, it's like the Angels have the 2 best players in baseball, in Ohtani and Trout. Right.
For now.
Yeah. And Trout today, dude. Runners on second and third to win the game. Bro fucking pops out to second, dude. It happens though. It's baseball.
Yeah, it's baseball.
But I don't know, dude. I think at plus 550, I would rather take a shot at the Angels winning the division. I'm not saying I'm gonna do it. I would take the plus 550 though over the plus 320.
Yeah. I can see that there.
Because I know DeGrom probably won't. He probably isn't gonna pitch again this year. Eovaldi,
He's doing,
bro,
he's throwing.
yeah, I bet he is. But he had a flexor tendon. That dude throws like 100, bro. Like he overthrows. That's why he throws so much. That's why this dude's never healthy, bro. He's like 36.
Yep.
He might throw another 2-week stretch and then be out again. Eovaldi is not going to continue being a 2.6 ERA. Dane Dunning definitely, bro, got a 16% K rate. There's no chance this man sustains a 1.54 ERA, 1.59 ERA, 4.16 xFIP. John Gray, same thing, dude. Like, he's pitching over his ERA. That dude can't. Nah. This shit. Rangers are coming down to earth real soon, bro. And when they do, I told you so. And if they don't, I didn't tell you so. All right, let's talk some AL Central because this is the closest division right now. By far. AL Central, Ben. We have the Twins at 27 and 26. The Tigers at 25 and 26 right behind them. Cleveland Guardians 23 and 29. Most dog shit team in baseball.
Go Cleveland. Second half of the season. Easy money.
Bro, they can't hit. They can't hit nobody.
They got Pittsburgh, Philly, Kansas City, Chicago in the 2-week session. Then the
White Sox own them, though. And then the White Sox are 22 and 33. And then the Kansas City 16 and 38. What do you guys think about
we're going Cleveland here? What's my value on Cleveland?
I would not bet Cleveland, but you got let me see here.
I need Jose to come to life.
Plus 410. Minnesota right now minus 330 to win the division, which is insane.
Why does Cleveland not play Oakland at all?
They already did.
I know.
They played them the second series of the year. And that's when their offense got all their good numbers, and then they came back down to earth. Bro, Cleveland can't hit, bro. It's an issue. They went on a walk-off today. Cardinals should be absolutely ashamed of themselves.
And lost that series.
Yeah. Game 1 on Friday, they should have won. They had runners on the bases all fucking game. Could not knock guys in. And then they had a bases loaded in the top of the 9th. Bad strike 3 call on Nolan Gorman, which ended the game. And then today they had a lead and blew it in the 9th, dude, against a team that can't hit. And then, yeah, man, the Detroit Tigers plus 2,400 to win the division, though. I think that one might be some decent value, dude. Plus 2,400?
Sheesh.
Tigers are lightweight. They're decent, dude.
They are.
Nah.
I don't know if I can bet it.
They're decent, dude. And this division
I'd throw a dime
sucks.
on it, but that's pretty much it.
This division sucks.
It does. It really does.
Like, Minnesota minus 330 to win this division. Why? Because they have the best starting pitching?
You got to hit, though.
I'd argue Cleveland has better starting pitching, but Cleveland can't hit.
Yep.
Twins can't really hit either.
Cleveland only 178 runs scored. Is that the lowest in baseball?
Probably.
Yep. Oakland even has more runs than that. Wow, Oakland's given up 388 runs.
Yeah, bro.
Second highest is 299, which is the Rockies.
Yeah, the A's
They have
bullpen
89 more runs allowed.
The A's bullpen is terrible. All right, let's get to our top 5 teams. Ben, go first.
You want me to go first? Okay. Number 5, got Atlanta Braves at 32-21. They got to win the that split series against the Phillies, and then tough series against LA, which kind of dropped them down to 5th for me. Number 4, I got the Houston Astros at 26-15. They got the benefit of the doubt by playing Oakland 6 times out of their last 9. Plus 22 over those 6 games to boost their stats and their egos majorly. So they're at number 4 there. Number 3, I got the Baltimore Orioles 6-4 in this 10-game streak here. Big series win against the Yankees, and then sweeping the Blue Jays was huge. Tough loss against Texas. So I do have Baltimore at 3. Texas Rangers I do have at 2, 8-2 in their last 10. Huge series win against Baltimore where they were plus 11 run differential, and then against Pittsburgh they were plus 3, and Colorado plus 21. So in their last 9 games, they're a plus 36 run differential, which is absolutely insane. I don't see this in sustaining though. The team that I thought was not going to be number 1 on the list for me this week is number 1 on the list. Tampa Bay Rays, 39-16. Again, 26-6 at home, up from their 21-4 last week. 7-3 in the last 10. Which includes series wins against the Brewers, which they were 2-1, the Jays, which they were 3-1, and the Dodgers, which is they were 2-1. Pitching's coming back down to earth with all the injuries. Texas is fighting for their first in offense, but I think they're more sustainable than Texas is, so I'm going to put them at number 1.
Irv?
I got the give me the Astros at number 5. The Braves number 4.
Okay.
The Dodgers number 3.
You're insane. Okay.
The
All right.
Rays number 2, and I got a new number 1 team. The Baltimore Orioles.
Damn, your top 5 is trash, bro.
Yeah. Baltimore did not have a good week, but okay.
They only lost 1 series in the last week.
That's fine, but the Rays coming back down to earth. I see it. I see it coming.
I got all right. So my top 5 is pretty similar to yours, Ben. I got Atlanta.
Ahead of it.
I got Atlanta number 5, Dodgers number 4. Reason why I have Dodgers there is because they're in first place in their division. And Houston, I'm
Dodgers
sorry,
were
dude.
4-6 this week.
I don't care, dude. They
got trounced.
They played 2 good teams, and Houston got to play the A's. All right. Number 3, I got the Baltimore Orioles. Number 2, I got the Texas Rangers. And number 1, I got the Tampa Bay Rays.
Dodgers got to win against top teams for them to be in my top 5.
They took a series from the Braves.
Yeah.
And you have the Braves in
Braves
your top
are number
5?
5 for me, yeah.
Who is Houston? Houston hasn't beat nobody.
No, Braves beat the.
I don't care.
No, they
I'm
did.
saying Houston hasn't beat nobody.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Let's go, y'all.
All right, let's get some best bets for tomorrow, fellas. What we got? What do we got on deck?
Give me the Celtics. Best Celtics.
Money
Money
line?
line is negative 320, so it's probably won't get you much unless you're using it as a parlay builder. But you want to go out on a limb, I would too, because I really think this game can get ugly. Do Celtics minus 7.
All right.
Give me the it's a baseball one I like too. Hold on, y'all
Austin,
can-
you got it at 285, so that helps a little bit on your thing.
Oh, best bet tomorrow. Give me the Dodgers minus 1.5 against Washington. My boy Bobby Miller is going to dominate.
All right,
Like
Ben. Ben, what do you like?
All right, I'm gonna go with the hockey dogs here. We're going to go with the Las Vegas Golden Knights.
Plus 110.
and I'm pulling up the vig right now, but I think they close out the series tomorrow. I saw Dallas that was at minus 130.
I think Vegas plus 110 right now.
There. And then I'm going to go Atlanta Braves minus a run and a half. Braves just destroy on the road.
Ben's going against the Sunday night trend. Okay.
I am going against the Sunday night trend. I had this number up, but I mistyped it because they're definitely better than 1-7 on the road. I think it's oh man, hold on, let me pull that number up. It's too late for that. But A's are 5-23 at home this year. A's on 11-game losing streak, 2-18 over their last 20. They're a despicable baseball team. So they need this new start in Vegas. Let's give it to them. But they're gonna lose tomorrow.
Dude. All right, so my best bets tomorrow. I got Orioles money line minus like 135. I don't know what it's at right now. It was minus 135 earlier. Let's see what we're at right now. Minus 145. I would still take it against Cleveland. Logan Allen on the mound. Orioles top 6 WRC plus against left-handed pitching. Tyler Wells is on the mound, 3.47 ERA, but he has an even better xFIP. He's been bitten by the long ball last couple of games, but Guardians can't hit, period. So Give me the Orioles money line there. I also like a money line parlay of Celtics money line and Diamondbacks money line. Colorado Rockies are one of the worst teams on the road. Ryan Nelson is on the hill for the Diamondbacks, so I like that there. And I also like Twins money line tomorrow against the Houston Astros, plus money. Sonny Gray on the hill going against JP France. And then I'm also going to sprinkle a little bit on A's money line plus 285. I'm talking like a quarter unit. A's money line plus 285. I'm sorry, bro. Soroka right now should not be a minus 300 favorite. Dude. I'm probably going to lose the game, but for the value, give me the plus 285, man. Let's get it.
Not a lot of trust in Blackburn there.
I don't have trust in. I'm betting the number, dude. Has nothing to do with anything else.
Hey, before we go, I do have to say this Morgan Territory noontime was very good. One of the better hazy IPAs that I've had over the last probably year.
All right.
So really good job with that. They had the Lotus hops. I love it. Maybe you can't kind of see it. Every time you drink a sip, a new layer starts, which is like the legs in red wine.
Like it.
Great to see. It was a quality beer. So good job, Morgan Territory. Moontime.
Tracy, California, baby.
There we go.
All right, y'all. Thank you for joining us. Make sure to go to follow us. Follow Irvin on Twitter at Swervin Irvin TSP. Make sure to follow Ben at Taproom Sports Podcast on Instagram. Make sure to follow myself on Twitter at Jordan Rules TSP. You can catch us all every Tuesday. We'll be back breaking down some Major League Baseball, getting some winners. We had a great show last week. Went 5-1 or 6-1 on 7 bets. So you definitely want to tap into that. We'll be getting some winners there. So make sure to hang out with us. We appreciate y'all for joining us. Tell a friend, tell a family member, tell them to come watch our show. We appreciate y'all. Thank you for the support. Thank you for everything. Catch y'all back on Tuesday. Let's get this money, man.